morning, everybody. I'm Jim Scott. It's lovely to be with you again. A little sing-along prelude, if you will. I've been singing this song for 4 decades, since I first joined the Paul Winter Consort. And I remember playing here with the Paul Winter Consort somewhere around 1980, I think it was. Some of us are old enough to remember. So there's a chorus. We can do it in 2 languages like this. In a circle of friends. This means friends when you hook your fingers together. In a circle, this means circle of sound. Try that much. In a circle of friends. In a circle of sound. All our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Voices are calling round the earth. Music is rising in the sea. The spirit of morning fills the air, guiding my journey home. Where is the path beyond the forest? Where is the song I always knew? I remember it just around the bend. In the village, the music never ends. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Somewhere is the melody we need. There is a certain harmony, even a rhythm in the trees, in the song that we've always known. As every road comes to its end, so every path must cross again. Now I'm returning to my heart, back to the song that is our own. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Voices are calling round the earth. Music is rising in the sea. The spirit of morning fills the air, guiding my journey home. Where is the path beyond the forest? Here is the song I always knew. I remember it just around the bend. In the village, the music never ends. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Let's do that again. Let's do it as a round. In a circle, in a circle, in a circle, in a circle. All our voices, all our when we touch common ground. I know we all have to roll our eyes and whisper to each other after someone asks us to sing around together.
This church occupies land in Huichin, the unceded territory of the Chochenyo-speaking Ohlone people. We understand that we continue to benefit from the seizure and occupation of this land. We acknowledge and embrace our responsibility to take restorative action. We affirm that this is deeply felt and commit our congregation to be in right relationship with Indigenous communities, aligning in solidarity, supporting Indigenous projects, and caring properly for the land. Now, as you've already met him, today we're welcoming wonderful composer, guitarist, and singer Jim Scott. Now, as Jim mentioned, some decades ago, he was here performing with the Paul Winter Consort. And he was the co-composer of their celebrated Misa Gaia, Earth Mass. He has visited over 700 UU churches and 4 decades of travel. His songs are in our hymn books, and including Gather the Spirit, which we're going to sing this morning. Jim was one of the creators of the UU Green Sanctuary Program. He was also awarded the grant, yay, okay, yay. He was also awarded a grant from the Fund for UUism to create Earth and Spirit Songbook, which is outside. It's an anthology of 110 songs of earth and peace. He was recently awarded the NEA grant to produce a multimedia concert called The Year to Save the Earth, which he hopes to present here later this year.
I'll say the words and you'll handle the sacred matches. Thank you, Ginger. We light a chalice at the commencement of our spiritual gatherings. Sometimes even at business meetings, we light a chalice, and at camps and conference centers, and wherever you find Unitarian Universalists, you'll probably find a chalice, or several. I know people who travel with chalices. I haven't quite ascended to that myself, but it's the symbol of our free faith, we say, our free search for faith, our free lack of faith, as some have put it, and it is symbolic of a great many things. I can promise you on another Sunday it'll have an entirely different connotation, but for me today it means the earth is a vessel sailing on with a fire in its heart. The inside of the earth, someone told me, I believe it was on NPR, is virtually as hot as the sun. Now, if it's that hot on the inside, where are the flames on the outside? Well, on this cooling planet, we are that energy burning, oxidizing. This life spirit of this earth is us. And when you see us from out in space, we're green and blue and white. When you see us from down here on the ground, we form this whole spectrum of color, providing this mysterious and mystical balance of peace and health and justice that we might call spirit. And I like this word spirit, as you'll see. I want to admit to you, I forgot the strap to stand up and play the guitar this morning. So you'll have to pretend I'm just playing the piano. And I wonder, may we stand as willing and able and sing the song together. I'm going to start with the chorus as sort of an intro. So that'll just be me and the people who weren't paying attention. Gather in peace. I was kidding, you can sing too. Gather in thanks. Gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. The beginning. Gather the Spirit, harvest the power. Our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour. Our trials in this life appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the Spirit of heart and mind. Seeds for the sowing are laid in store, nurtured in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy. Sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the Spirit, growing in all, drawn by the moon and fed by the sun. Winter to spring and summer to fall, the chorus of life resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again.
Please remain standing and join me in saying our covenant. Love guides this church. The quest for truth and justice is its common purpose. To give thanks, listen deeply, speak with care, honor our differences, and seek and grant forgiveness. These things we covenant with one another. Please be seated.
We are gathered again in that dangerous bastion, the church that threatens family values, the church that wants to undermine the authority of the Father, the church that has half forgotten the Creator in its pagan worshiping of the creation, the church those right-wing radio ministries have warned us about, this church of bleeding heart liberalism, some thinly veiled front for leftist politics, of homosexual propaganda. I like it here. The church that tells you... Somebody else likes it here too. The church that assures you you won't be going to hell no matter what you do in this life. And the church that often leaves the first few pews open for the diversity we're sure is going to show up. We're open to it. The church of practicing witches, whose very assertion they don't believe in any devil confirms they must be accomplishing some of his work. And the church that sings carefully, not sure if there are any words we can totally subscribe to and not be questioning ourselves tomorrow or in the next worship committee meeting. The church that is not sure if there is in fact anything that we can celebrate with that passion and abandon those other churches hold for Jesus the Savior, Son of God the Father. Although something lurks in us, we might be missing out on some of their fun. It is that search for ecstasy, enlightenment, and other things, including free coffee, which is often the only thing whose origins we don't question, that brings us together. This is my church, and I'm a zealot. This is the church that says to everyone, you're not only welcome, but we need you. And your creative input in our continuing, dynamic, and evolving culture. Diversity is a strength, a survival mechanism we believe in. We face the challenge of weighing new and ancient wisdom in our search for guidance in this life, as well as the continuing creation of our own mythology. It's not an easy job. And we come together in meetings like this to offer each other ourselves for sustenance. Now, as a great Universalist minister and mentor used to say, well, that's about all I had to say. But I'm not going to stop now. Yay. And I will say, I'm holding this piece of paper. You know, I really have that kind of memorized. And I'm delighted people have asked me, can they reprint it in the church newsletter or something like that. I'm glad we're amused and we can make fun of ourselves. But I just hold this piece of paper so that you'll know I've thought about it ahead of time. So just to freelance for a moment, it occurred to me while I was doing that. I started in the Universalist Church of Norwell, Massachusetts, and I'm old enough to be one U before the two U's got together. So I recall my dad saying to me as we left the church, I might have been 5 or 6 years old, and I guess hell had been brought up in the service. I said, you won't be going to hell no matter what you do in this life. It's something most of us don't really believe in. I remember my dad saying, well, we Universalists don't believe a loving God, whatever that is, would sentence us to an eternity of damnation. That was a liberating thing to find out when I was a kid. And that is the gift we give to our children, to question this bombardment of common knowledge that's out there that gets into movies and TV or everywhere. And, you know, I grant them good hearts, maybe, the folks who say we should be a Christian nation or something, or we used to be one, something like that. It's pretty absurd, but, you know, people do think that way. I just wanted to say that was kind of a basic tenet of universalism, that I'm pretty much there, I think, with Universalist. And I've been involved now many, many years with UU denominational things, and I'm just delighted to collect UU churches. And this is the first time that I've gotten to speak to you on a Sunday morning. And this is good for me because I write songs, you see, and I have words left over. So it's very therapeutic to drive a long way and get people to pay attention to you. So thank you. They're even applauding. Nodding for wise remarks. This is wonderful. Let me make sure I'm new here. Yeah. We've got some visual extras here. This is a piece from my Year to Save the Earth multimedia show that Ginger was nice enough to say I got a grant to do this program, and I want to take it everywhere this year. But I wrote this song with a bunch of elementary school kids, pretty smart in second grade, I'll tell you. They knew all about the rainforest, and they told me all about it, and we get a magic marker and a big piece of paper and brainstorm up all the ideas. They told me about the animals in the rainforest. There's a lot of animals in the song. And they told me about the 4 levels of the rainforest. That was news to me. The 4 levels. It's in a book. So I thought, well, they better go in the song. So they're in the song, and they go by fast, but then we see how they all go together. On the ground level, turtles and leopards and snakes live in the shelter the understory makes. The ground is so soft and the air is so clear, with 300 inches of rain every year. Oh, let the rain feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. I forgot. Evelyn, want to come up? You got a little rhythm for us that we could use? Does that sound like a participatory chorus to you? With 4 notes. Oh, let the rain, you can sing it, feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. And down in the ground, the worms and the ants nurture the roots of the flowering plants. And up in the canopy, life is a breeze. Orangutans swing from the limbs of the trees. Oh, let the rain feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. Now, while some of us sing that part, we need some others of us to sing another part that goes, rain come down, rain come down, that's it. Rain come down, la la la, rain come down. Oh, let the rain come down, feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. And the third verse is high up above, where the toucans fly. They're birds. Emergent treetops reach into the sky. There's more kinds of plants than anyone knows. Look out, there's a sloth hanging by her 3 toes. Oh, let the rain feed the thirsty ground. Rain come down, sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. Rain come. Now, about this point, I put in the pop quiz. What were those 4 levels of the rainforest? They went by fast, all right. Well, there's the ground level, and there's the understory, all the stuff that likes to grow in the shade of the canopy. And you know, I would have made the underground a level if it were up to me, but it wasn't. So the tallest, biggest old trees that grow sometimes way above the canopy is called the emergent level. Well, this is the way I remember it. My musical memory device. There's the understory. Understory. If you got a low voice, be the understory. Understory. And the ground level. The ground level. The ground level. The understory. And the ground level. Canopy. Ground level. Canopy. Find your level. Canopy. The under. The canopy. The emergent. Emergent. Oh, there's the ground level. And the under. The canopy. The emergent. And the understory. And the ground level. Canopy. The chorus. Oh, let the rain come down, feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. Oh, let the rain feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. Rain come down, rain come down, rain come down, rain come down. So what that shows me is all this stuff going on all around us, up in the air, down in the ground, down in the water, are all these things working together that keep us going. One word for that might be harmony, and I like that because I'm a musician. The harmony of nature, we've heard that. But another word for it just might be peace. And for kids, kids who want to are going to go off and do something more interesting now. And well-behaved mature kids are welcome to stay, of course, for the whole thing. We'll sing you out. Whoa, let the rain feed the thirsty ground. Rain come down. Sing me the song of life you sing. Such a beautiful sound. Oh, let the feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life you sing. Such a beautiful sound. Read the fine print here because I'm new here. Well, this. Okay. It's one of my favorite things that we do in churches, and it changes from a small fellowship or a small group to a big group, exactly how we celebrate this, but to take time for our stories, our joys and concerns, our rites of passage, our milestones. And I like to do it with this little song. I'm going to sing it to you, and I'm hoping you can pick it up. With every story told, our friendship becomes art. Each passage of life is a gateway to the heart. We are one in joy and sorrow, and the music of our learning is danced in love and harmony with each day of earth's turning. Let's try that. With every story told, With every story told, our friendship becomes art. Our friendship becomes art. Each passage of life is a gateway to the heart. We are one in joy and sorrow. We are one in joy and sorrow. And the music of our learning, is danced in love and harmony, with each day of Earth's turning. We now enter the time in our service that we make for our hearts and for our spirits, for our cares and concerns for one another. We lift up and hold these joys and sorrows and cares and concerns, challenges that we each may be facing. During this time of silence this morning, we invite you to share any joys or sorrows in the comments section, and you also may, we invite you to say them aloud. May we all hold these joys and concerns in our minds and hearts, those that remain unspoken as well. Peace is a rolling sea, so full of mystery. I feel its harmony in ebb and crest. Peace is a work of art that moves the open heart. Peace is a place to start and final rest. Harmony of harmony, I hear you sing to me. Let it wash over me, let it begin. Harmony of harmony, unfolding melody. I am your instrument. Let peace begin with me. Peace is a beacon bright that brings us inner sight. a radiating light, conquering fear. Peace is the work of art that moves the open heart. Peace is a place to start. I feel it here. Harmony of harmony. I hear you sing to me. Let it wash over me. Let it begin. Harmony of harmony. Unfolding melody. I am your instrument. Let peace begin with me. Peace is a field of grain, 'neath sun and gentle rain, in nature's glad refrain of love begun. All beings' songs are sung as bells together rung. Peace speaks in every tongue. All songs are one. Harmony of harmony. I hear you sing to me. Let it wash over me. Let it begin. Harmony of harmony. Unfolding melody. I am your instrument. Let peace begin with me. A poem, a bit of a rant, maybe. We all probably remember a couple of years ago, it was in the news that these two black holes collided, the first time we really witnessed such a thing. And it proves something about Einstein's theories. I was having a conversation with a great friend. She used to be my manager, and she is very Christian, I will say. And I honor that. What I see is maybe nice poetic imagery. She sees in a different way. And so I honor that. But she said something about God that just provoked me a little bit. And I said, well, is it God just for humans, or is God for everything? Oh, yes, everything, the animals. Really? Okay. I saw on Facebook that someone said, oh, I'm so sorry, your dog, your longtime companion, your dog died, and I'm so sorry. But I'm sure he's up in heaven happily chasing squirrels. Heaven's not so good for squirrels, I guess. I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to say it. I was at a meeting, this is in the South now, a great gospel group sang in this interfaith thing. And then this Southern Baptist minister gets up and he says, "Oh, I just love that gospel music, the way you sing that gospel music. Oh, when I go to heaven, I'm going to be over on your side listening to the music." So I said to my friend, I said, "Oh, God, of just this earth, or the whole solar system, the whole universe?" "Oh, yes, the whole universe, because we're pretty sure we'll never get there. But there's life out there somewhere. There's all these, just mathematically, it's pretty likely." So, so I made this poem. "Oh God, of the two black holes that collided 2 billion years ago, but we just felt it now because it was so far away. And God, of the 275 million or so stars that will be born today, on this Earth day, and again tomorrow. And God, of this little star with 8 or 9 planets around it, depending on who's counting. And God, of this little planet, are you the same God? God of the elements, water, air, fire, and earth, and of viruses and bacteria and DNA, of photosynthesis and contagion and immunity, of growth and struggle, of suffering and surviving, of crimes and mistakes, of wounds and of healing. God of evolution, diversity, nature, and lately humanity. God of ideals and passion, of greed and dominance, of civilization, agriculture, industry, fossil fuels, and plastic. God of science and nonsense. God of truth and lies. God of war and oppression, enslavement, genocide, the refugees, the dispossessed, the lost, the broken. God of hate and anger, and hiding right behind them, fear, and of amends and compassion, of cooperation. Now this is important, of cooperation. God of memory, stories and lessons, of art and expression, of sharing and understanding, of love. Was love involved back there with the 2 black holes? And God of this world, are you the same God for this little group, on this little part of this little ball that has brought us again, leaning toward the sun, making for us the seasons, the spring and the summer, awakening again that lust for life, adventure, exploration, risk and ecstasy, awareness and aging and enlightenment, where all our mistakes of the past become the compost for the fertile earth from which all is made anew. Are you still there? I know this is getting long. God of the senses, of beauty, of sorrow and elation. God for that one particular species with that power of language and learning, of imagination, with the powers of creativity to have made you in our image. It was the best we could do. Who don't even know your name. We fight about that. Who in this last flash of time have come to some little perspective on the whole thing. We're working on it. God of the wisdom of matter and energy trading places, of big bangs and expanding universes, and benign lack of oversight and trust in the evolution of things to have let us go here with Eden. And maybe the same, but different, on lots of other planets, around lots of other stars, in 500 billion galaxies, hundreds of billions of stars in each, 1 in 6 stars with planets around them. The odds are pretty good, God, of trillions of summers at this very moment. Thanks for all this. There have been a couple of books, and probably more, but I've seen a couple of books and read a couple of books lately, studying all the religions of the world, and they come to this conclusion that spiritual practice is good for us. You live longer, happily, healthier with spiritual practice. And any of the spiritual practices, seem to work. And the thread through it all is gratitude. Gratitude for another day, gratitude for our life support system. Well, this is just a problem for Unitarian Universalists because we're not sure who to thank. Far beyond the grasp of hands, or light to meet the eye, past the reaches of the mind, there find the key to nature's harmony in an architecture so entwined. Like the birds whose patterns grace the sky and carry all who join in love expanding. The message of peace will rise in flight, taking the weight of the world upon its wings. In the oneness of everything. I think I've forgotten something. No, I haven't forgotten something. Peace is in the dance of trees who stir before the first breath of wind is yet perceived. Trust in the song becoming one with the dance, and all mysteries can be believed. Songs of lives long past that touch our own are written in the earth, forever giving. And now to maintain the harmony gives to us all lives worth living. For the oneness of everything. From chords that sound of molecules spinning billions to a cell, the call resounds afar to the sun who warms the dancing earth and whose song holds it close on the journey of a star. Songs of lives long past that touch our own are written in the earth, forever giving. And now to maintain the harmony gives to us all lives worth living. For the oneness of everything. Still we seek to find a truth that we might understand and reduce to terms defined. Vast and immeasurable time and space, also overwhelmingly designed. passing years, just might I know the faith that winters in the heart, to be reborn in spring, to hear and to feel the pulse of life enters my soul as a song to sing of the oneness of everything. I was just checking the time there, my higher authority, and I'm not sure. I'm new here. This might go a little bit longer than an hour, and was just asking myself, should I edit? But I just saw some thumbs up, so we're okay. Thank you. There is no doubt life all around the universe, but all we know about life, I'll just tell you. This is going to be a short sermon, so, don't worry. But all we know about life is here, on this little planet. We know a lot more about this life and its mysteries lately, which gives me hope. But we need more than hope. We need a vision, and we need a plan, and we need the will. With the Paul Winter Consort, I was part of creating a big choral work called the Missa Gaia Earth Mass. And we took this name. James Lovelock, just around that time, had written his book, his Gaia Hypothesis, quotation marks, because he's a scientist. He says hypothesis. But most of us take it as more than a hypothesis. His idea was the Earth is one living thing, one living organism, and we're all a part of that organism. Now, 40 years ago, that was a bit of a controversial idea. Scientists argued the semantics of all that. He used this Greek goddess, Gaia, to personify for us, she's kind of like Mother Earth, to personify for us the idea that the Earth is this one body of life, and we're all a part of that, one living organism. And scientists took issue with that, as they do. But I think we've come to see it now, that we've seen it from space, and we now map out every inch of things, and even now to the bottom of the ocean and all around. But I was born a little bit after World War II. That's ancient history for me. But in my lifetime, there are 3 times as many people and a quarter of the insects. 40%, some say, of the nature we had. I'm trying to think of her name. I didn't write it here. A wonderful writer in Harper's Magazine wrote, well, after World War II, the human cities were in ruins, but the places we called wild, the jungles and the rainforests, although they'd been threatened and challenged in lots of ways, they were still holding out pretty well. But it's what coincides with my lifetime is a war on the earth greater than anything the earth has ever seen before. Yes, the asteroid hit the Earth at the end of the 5th great extinction, or started the 5th great extinction, and did in the dinosaurs. But it only took a relatively short time, another 100,000 years or so, for the dinosaurs to finally die out after that mass killing the day that the asteroid landed. So 70 years, and folks are telling us we're we don't have much time. The great Pacific garbage patch, garbage being a rather misleading term, of plastic floating in the ocean was originally described as bigger than Texas. Oh wait, it's bigger than India now. And oh, we found another one. Plastic decays into microscopic tiny shreds. I remember hearing these guys, they had the gall to come to an environmental convention decades ago and say, well, the good thing about plastic is it doesn't break down in landfills. That was good, apparently, to these well-fed messengers. So plastic is a cloud now, and it's in every water, everywhere. Plastic is forming into rock. There's a new term, plastiglomerate, that plastic in volcano eruptions or even a campfire, plastic will now form into rock. It'll be there millions of years if there's anybody there to do the study at that point. It's happening. The plastic is just getting into everything there is on the earth. Plastic is in all of us, but so is strontium-90. So are DDT, PCBs, BPA, bisphenols, perfluorinated chemicals, Teflon, and then good old formaldehyde, asbestos, heavy metals, and lately PFAS, polyfluoroalkyl substances in our drinking water and everywhere. We've been getting bigger and having longer lifespan through the 20th century, and now, particularly with the epidemic, life expectancy is shorter. That's not the way we wanted to go. The human race has evolved into some new things in the last century, getting bigger, living longer, healthier, but this stuff is killing us. More danger to us, says the Pentagon, than terrorists and invading armies. There's only one solution: stop doing what we're doing. But this is hard for me because I know what's good for me. I know what will make me live longer, happier, healthier, but I don't necessarily do it. Why is that? I must be an addict. I must be wounded, alienated, torn from the very interconnectedness that would heal me, filling that emptiness with any kind of diversion and immediate gratification while the spirit of life on earth is dying. Well, here's what keeps me going, to not just get depressed, discouraged. Reminds me to get up every day. Everything that is me, the earth modeled a long time ago. This Mother Earth, the circulatory system, the water cycle carries the nutrients, carries away the waste, only to come back again, healed by the earth. The breathing system, the lungs of the earth, the green things, flowers, trees, they breathe out and we breathe in. The digestion of the earth, the soil. Now, I know, entropy, things break up everywhere, but figuratively, let's say, they go back to the earth, and they come back again. The heart of the earth, maybe, are the biggest jungles and rainforests, physically the pump that brings the water back to the sky, and with heating and cooling and the earth turning, hopefully it drops to where it's needed. If there's a brain of the earth, maybe we're it. We've been able to learn, develop language, save our wisdom in books. There's hope for us. And the conscience of this earth, maybe we better be that too. The healing will require a spiritual backbone of some sort, gratitude and responsibility for something larger than ourselves. I never got it about the bearded old man in the sky. Much closer to home, though, I do get it about this very round woman in the sky. And I'm comfortable with her having a feminine aspect because she is our mother. We're made of her. We are made in her image. a little less spherical perhaps, but is she a goddess, a deity? Not necessarily for me, though I think it's beautiful imagery. She's our ancestor. When we took our jangled masses of protoplasm and left the ocean and began to think we were separate, we had this model. From where? Well, from our mother, the earth. We're made of her, and we're constantly changing places with her. Everything I've eaten, or everything I've drunk in the last few weeks is my eyes. Everything I've eaten and drunk in the last few months makes up my skin. And what I've eaten and drunk in the last 5 years or so makes me up all the way down to my bones. So everything I do better be to build and maintain this sustainable, living Gaia, Mother Earth, Mother Nature, because we're all one thing. If I don't, I'm in the way. There's no description for what our job is now, short of healing ourselves and each other. This is our job, and the future of humanity is our children's children's job, to heal the earth and each other.
We invite you now, thank you, to make an offering. And in this way, excuse me, each of us has the opportunity to contribute to keeping our community dynamic and resilient. We're continuing to do the offerings without passing the plate. You can give electronically or scan the back of the QR code in the back of your badge, or put cash or check donation in the box in the back after you put it in the envelope that you find in the back of the pew. Each week, half of the offering plate is served with the Good Neighbor, and this month, the Good Neighbor for this month is the Bay Area Outreach and Recreation Program, known as BORP. There it is. Okay, BORP, they work to improve the health, independence, and social integration of people with physical disabilities through sports, fitness, and recreation programs. They believe that sports and recreation provide a path to greater achievement and believe that all people should have access to them. Thank you. Great, thank you. Now, please join me in dedicating our offering. We dedicate our offering and ourselves to the mission of this congregation to create loving community, inspire spiritual growth, and encourage lives of integrity, joy, and service.
My wish for you, as now we part, is for greater peace to fill your heart with dreams as vast as starry space. So hurt and anger know no place. May truth be shared and wounds be healed, and joy for living be revealed through every fate and circumstance. May hope lead weary steps to dance, and may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. I'm lucky to have my friend Everly is here. Want to come do some percussion work. May fears be turned with keen insight to wisdom for what's just and right. Where sorrow grows, compassion strong, and pains will pass before too long. May the bounds of our diversity serve a richer harmony. May courage hold your heart so true to smile on love when it smiles on you. And may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. I'll sing a line, you sing it back. And may your life be as a song. Try that. And may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night, ever dancing circles in the night. Try the whole thing. May your life, and may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. Well, this turns out to be a 4-part round. Ha ha ha. But I know we can do it in at least 2 parts. If you'll self-select, you know who you are. If you can do the second part, I'll show you where it starts. If you're unsure, stick with me. And if you're more adventurous or lost, be part 3 or part 4. And may your life be as a song, resound. And may your life to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night, ever dancing circles in the night. When Wisdom was a striking young man, he met a beautiful woman named Love. Well, now, I'm not really sure who was the man and who was the woman. Maybe they were the same sex. I'd like to keep you, said Wisdom. You can't own me, said Love. But I love you anyway. What would it cost to know you'd always be there, asked Wisdom. Don't ask such questions, said Love. Just look at the stars. Why? Wisdom pondered. Are they telling us something? Oh, chill out, chided Love, which made Wisdom happy in a funny sort of way. So it was that Wisdom fell in love with Love and thus became truly wise. May we go in peace.
It's been good being together today. And before we shift to our coffee hour, we would like to invite you to check out the things that are available for our congregation by exploring the website, uucb.org. And there you can find a link to news to the week ahead and weekly email newsletter. And as we prepare to leave the worship service, here are a few things to note. We are so honored to host this wonderful guest minister today. After hearing him this morning, perhaps you want to take some of his work home with you. Please take the moment to visit the table in the atrium. He's got his CDs and books there, and he'd be happy to meet you there as well. And for next week, are you new to UUCB? Does UUCB feel like it could be your spiritual home? Or would you just like to know more about this church and the people who share your values? Next Sunday, July 16th, you're invited to a luncheon gathering in the Fireside Room at 12:30 after the service. You'll learn what this community is about, and you'll hear and share journeys of humanism and spirituality. Lonnie and Victoria will be at the welcome table after the service on the 16th to answer any questions about the gathering.
We have a table. Jim has his merchandise out there. The nice part about that is it allows me to take a little of you home with me, which is good. Join us for coffee hour and analysis.